are gonna fade and Waylon Mercy's hands. You know what I mean?
You have one new voice message sent yesterday at 1:15 a.m. Duration 3 minutes.
Ayo, Eric, this is Eric. Yeah. So I have this idea for the mashup, for the grind. Obviously, you're gonna forget. You always forget. So might as well put a voicemail in. Yes, make sure you remember. So like the legacy theme. So like, what you can do at first is you can do the and then you can do the sorry, my water. Oh, my water. Yeah, Vaughn. And then like you can, instead of starting with you can start with the snare. So like you can, right, and then they can like put it all together and be like. So, yeah. Also, by the way, don't use AJ's theme, man. That shit's getting old, alright? Just letting you know. Like, that's getting old. Like, for real. Don't use it. Please. If anything, use Punk's wife's AJ's theme. Don't use Styles, man. Just anything. Just please.
Message erased. There are no more new messages.
All right. We good? We're live. Hold up. I always forget what this is. There it is. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the second greatest show on the planet. Welcome to the Space Sheriff's Gav-sudan, the only show where we look into space and wonder, the fuck they fighting up there? I am, of course, your host with the most, call sign Henshin, your mercenary with the kicks, coming to you live from 2286. Hope you guys are having a wonderful Sunday so far. You'll notice the hand tracking's back because I am back on Windows because Linux is giving me a headache. I love Linux, man, but like, we've been having stream issues. As a result, I don't know what the hell's going on. I'm trying to figure out how to fix it. So in the meanwhile, I'm back on my old stomping grounds. Just trying to just so I can give you guys an excellent show. And I'm hoping by next week can sort some things out. There might be some test streams during the week. Just try to figure out what the heck the problem is. Because I'm tired of racking my brains and I need to do some proper testing to figure out what the issue is. But yeah, welcome back once again to the Space Sheriff Gav-sudan. And if you guys remember, last week was when we finally got into some lore-heavy stuff. You feel me? Like, we finally got into the nitty-gritty. We finally got into the heavy shit, TM. Figure out my levels here. Everything's different. Turn that. Oh, hey. Okay, there we go. So, everything started hitting lore last week with Black Gavan showing up, making his presence known, using our boy Reiji as a goddamn messenger. Right? Literally trying to throw Gavan off his game and also attacking the chief. So by attacking the chief, setback might not be the word. It gave Reiji flashbacks, is what I'm trying to say. Gave him flashbacks to when he originally met Black Gavan under the name Gavan Destiny and witnessed firsthand as that man killed his sensei, killed his master, his mentor, and triggered the anger in his soul to get him to be able to harness the power of the Emorgi to give Gekido to become Gavan Infinity. So now there are stakes. We now know, like, the guy who is part of the illegal Emorgear trade, or the one causing it, has now made his presence known to the space police. So it begs the question now, what's his dealio now? Because again, we still don't know a lot about him, but we know he's a threat because he literally almost put our boy Reiji in the ground. Almost put the chief in the ground. Clearly he has some power to corrupt people. Not like mentally, but like physically. Like, he can corrupt them. Obviously, it's like a negative emotion thing because Gekido was able to eat it off of Reiji and be fine. But the question remains, like, what is his full deal? Like, why is he doing what he's doing? Why did he betray the space police? That's the big question we're looking to answer today. So I think we shouldn't waste any more time. Let's head over to the cinema and let's go ahead and get ourselves, like, nice in there, you know? Excuse me. All right. So here we are inside the Henshin Cinemas once again. And now we are on the cusp of learning some shit today. Let's see how far the lore actually, like, plays in, what we now know. What goes on in there? What is happening? Right? How does this affect the story going forward as we head back to Lambda Earth, the home of Bushido, because some more Bushido shit happening. Let's see what's going on over there. This, and what they doing over there? This is Space Sheriff Gavan, episode 8. And here we go. Galactic War!
はるか昔、多元地球ラムダ8078から62光年離れた
The Galactic War be upon
惑
us.
星レーバー。そこでは人造人間と機械兵士による生還戦争が繰り広げられていた。
Our guy, dude, this is like, you know they're building this man up to be a badass. So he said, fuck it, Rambo. Oh! Rambo that shit.
どうした942
I find it interesting that they talked by names.
待て
By numbers, I mean. Caught that son bitch midair, man. He has studied the blade. How do you go from a mercenary or from a soldier to a samurai? What's the jump there?
己の感情に従う者が俺を呼ぶ。デス・ギャバンは止めない。
Death Gavan does not stop it. Meanwhile, in Lambda 8018.
おい鈴木これ
メインフレームが暴走。
すぐに止めろ外部にも影響が出るぞ
ダメです。シャットダウンも不可能です。
各所にアラート出せ、はい、
Got that shit in his glasses, man. That is a trippy looking it's a trippy looking sniper rifle, I will admit. To the hat. This is like, how to do? How to do? What it do? What it do? I am appreciative that they don't like throw us with a theme like right at the beginning. I'm kind of appreciative of that.
アモ本部長お疲
お疲れ様です。みんな聞いて。
はいはい
暴走の原因はメインフレームの外装に命中したこれのようね。
集団一体そんなものどこから
今仮想班が調査中よ。
Are they in space? That's the question. Well, no, they're on Earth.
おそらく遠距離からの超精密射撃だレイジ殿エモロギアジャンだろだから来た大佐
じゃあこの銃弾は
お久しぶりですアボン本部長こちらの地球でエモルギーネガティブ反応を察知したんですアギちゃん頼む
了解レーザーコンバージョン
I still love that. I find it funny that I'm pretty sure he's seen it before, and yet he's reacting like everybody else who hasn't.
分析完了微弱なネガティブエモルギーを検出しましたその力によって打ち込んだ対象を暴走させる性質を有しているようです
読めてきたわ。ここのところ立て続けに起こっている謎の暴走事故。貨物タンカーが岸壁に激突。変電所が制御不能になり数千世帯が停電。プラントでは作業用のパワーショベルが暴走し数多くの犠牲者が発生。
間違いないその銃弾を
I feel like Amo Sensei is like
本部長
Amo Kachu is like she's gonna be like
現地の再調
how do
査
I
へ
put
赴
this?
きたい
See, I feel like she's gonna be more important to the story than she currently is. That's why I feel like she's gonna become a Gavan. I don't know why. I just get this weird feeling.
この事件は私たちの管轄。私がスカッと仕切るのが筋というもの。あなたは私と一緒に来てもらう。
何勝手に。
レイジ、気持ちはわかるが、君は天尾本部長の指揮下に入れ。
レイジ殿、いかがいたした。何やら落ち着かぬようだが。
Oh damn, he can read him like a book.
了解大佐。
決まりね。私と土器捜査官は銃弾のさらなる解析。刹那は現状の再調査。アギさんは
アギちゃん。
再調査の結果、やはり銃弾の跡が見つかったそうよ。
承知。
承知。
ラムダの海めっちゃ綺麗ですね。
アギ殿、危険な任務に付き合わせてしまった。
アギ殿、はい。
大丈夫です。
I'm sorry, it's like when Japanese people like speak respectful like Bushido does, to me that's kind of funny and I don't know why. I don't know why that is.
アギ鑑識モード。
何度見ても面用な。
Yep. He's still like
アギちゃんのワンポイント。アギの正式名はアーティフィシャルジェネラルインテリジェンス。人間の感情を再現できるだけではなく、256クエタバイトの記憶容量と3000ペタフロップスの演算能力。
Okay, petaflops is real, but is quetabytes a real thing? Okay, is quetabytes a real thing? Where's my phone? Can I Google this?
あのビルの上です。狙撃距離は5250メートルです。
やはりか。
え？
いや、次の現場に向かおう。
It's okay, I gotta look that up. Wait, do you eat? Quetabyte. Oh, it is a thing. Okay.
黒いギャバン？
The largest data measurement unit in the international system of units.
だからこそ、ネガエモルギアを徹底的に追いたい。
Bronabytes and Yodabytes. Jesus.
近づくための。
Imagine if we could actually achieve that level of
なる
knowledge.
ほど。でも一人で抱え込んでるように見えるわ。
俺の先輩ギャバンがやらかしてんだ。俺の手で始末をつける。
My man locked in. My man got that
今
heart.
のあなたは抜き身の刀のよう。本当に良い刀っていうのは鞘に収まっているものよ。刹那が言ってたわ。あなたはギャバンドの手本だって。
あいつまだそんなこと言ってんのか？
Yeah, he is. What do you
あ
mean?
なたを信頼しているのよ。
いらっしゃいませ。おしるこそうめん2丁お待たせしました。
これが刹那くんおすすめのおしるこそうめんですか？私たちの地球ではあまり見かけない食べ物ですね。しかもスプーンとフォークで食べるんですか？いただきます。
Okay, you're an AI. How do you eat?
美味しいですこれ。
This man, I'm pretty sure he's asking the same questions I do.
ずいぶん表情が
He's asking the same questions I'm asking.
課長がそういう風に作ったんです。
Oh. My man's struggling with a broken arm.
食べづらい。羨ましいことよ。
How do you eat? You're an AI.
作られた人間のそれがしだが、未だに人間らしい感情が身についておらぬ。
そんなことはありませんよ。 アギから見るとせつな君にもちゃんと感情が備わってるように思いますよ。
それがしに
だって悲壮君が懐いてますから。
感情のないやつにエモルギーはつかない。
That's true. I mean, that is true.
それにレイジ君も言ってました。せつなと組むとなんだかこうメラメラっと心が燃え上がるんだって。レイジ君とせつな君きっと似た者同士なんだと思います。
Yeah,
バ
those
ンド
are...
の手本なんて買いかぶりすぎだ。何も考えずに突っ走る頭に血の上りやすい未熟者さ。
あなたのそんな熱い感情に刹那は惹かれたのだと思うわ。そして影響を受けてもいる。危険を承知でオタリ役を買って出たのもその表れ。
おとり？
ええ。どうやら刹那は犯人の目星がついているようね。終わったみたいね。
狙撃地点はあの山の上のようです。狙撃距離は5865メートルです。
来る。
え
Nice! Deflection! Man said, fuck you, I ain't using my sword, get shot!
アギトがお下がりを。
Imagine if Agi became a Gavan, that'd be true interesting.
蒸着。それはギャバンシステム発動のコマンドだ。では蒸着プロセスをもう一度見てみよう。
That will never not be cool. 前。
蒸着コマンドを受けて臨界点を超えたエモルギーがトリガー内に凝縮されたギャバリオン粒子と融合。
到着。
わずか1ミリ秒でコンバットスーツへと投射成形され蒸着を完了するのだ。
I still love that they describe that shit. I love that they still do. It's like tickling that nostalgia bone that they actually explain the electroplate process. Okay, there's definitely some lag on my end happening here. I don't know. Agi, why are you standing out in the... Why are you standing out in the open like an idiot? Oh! Decoyed. Uh-oh. Oh, hell no! Oh, for fuck's sake. Mind control. So was this sniper's goal to turn him back to his old ways? That's the big one. Hello, sir.
そうだ。 それでいい。
Wait.
俺たちでもう一度
Yep, I called it.
戻そう。
Called that shit.
942
Someone trying to relive his glory
やっぱ
days.
強えな。それがお前の野蛮道かよ。
Oh, point blank even. See, the choreography in the show is just so good, man. It's so fucking good. Look at the, my god, like, this is amazing. Like, how do you not love this? This is like, I don't want to say a masterclass in cinematography, but dear God, the visual storytelling is just insane.
Leiji-kun!
よくやった。942。戦場に戻ってこい。誠の敵見つけたり。
Oh, nice shot. Lured him in.
なぜ自由に動けるんだ942。それはこいつさ。
それはスカット。
弾丸のエモルギーによる暴走効果はこのスカットで打ち消すことができるはずよ。
使わないで済むことを祈りますよ。
So that point blank shot had purpose, my guy.
だがお前は確かに942に切られたはずだ。あの時弾丸の効果の消えたそれがしは即座にギャバリオンブレードの塚でレイジ殿を撃ったのだ。レイジ殿ならそれがしを信じてくれると思っていた。
My God. Oh, that pissed him off.
まるで人間ではないか。トリプルナイン底本にもすでに人間のような心が芽生えているではないか。底本がそれがしを必要に付け狙ったのも人間らしい感情の表れ、すなわち動揺、憎しみ、そして死後。
A man running away from his emotions.
俺に
Just running from them.
エモルギアは感情に反応し、所有者と相互に影響し合う。
God, it's pissing me off that
戦
it's
争はとうの昔に終わった。
you let yourself get. I hate the dirty jacket, my
こ
guy.
れからは人として生きていくのだ。それが
My
しのようにな。
OCD be fucking with me.
奴の取り調べは頼んだぞ。特にネガエモルギアの入手経路をな。いかがされた？刹那お前、もうちょい手加減してくれてもよかっただろ。めちゃくちゃ聞いたぞ。あの程度は平気とレイジ殿を信頼してのことだ。信頼ってそういう話か。てか第一、自分がスナイパーを誘い出すおとり役なんて無茶にも程がある。そう申されるな。レイジ殿ならば相打ちになってでもそれがしを止めると信頼するがゆえ。信頼ってそういう話か。そういう話だ。これは失礼した。
That's funny.
やっぱり二人キャバキャバいです。
お前絶対今のわざとだよね。わざととはなんだ。それがしを知らん。知らんよ。
He can easily plead ignorance. He can easily plead ignorance. See, this is what I'm talking about, man. This show is like, even if it doesn't have a story beat, it still feels good to watch. Like, now we're starting to slowly inject the story in with Gavan Black because it's clearly affecting Reiji in some way, shape, or form. But even then, you can still tell, like, individual stories, like, on an individual basis. You can still do that. So the fact that it's, like, he's very much, like, affected by everything that happened last episode. So there is now a lingering thread going on here. But you can still tell week-by-week stories. So this is, like, this is pretty damn good. But at the same time, there's something going on with the cinematography, with the overall just framing, the visual storytelling. All of it just feels right.
エモルギア拡散の重要容疑者。しかしながら最高議会は単独犯とは見ていない。
Yep.
すると、奴の背後にいるのは何者？
それはまだ不明なまま。だが奴は宇宙の真理と言った。その言葉にデスギャバンの行動を裏付けるものがある。
では最高議長、デスギャバン捜索のにどうか私に
許可する。
仰せのままに。愉快だ。このエモルギア、今まで行方不明だったのですが。
And
姿を現した愉快だ。言語解析のためイオタ地球へ。
乙女たちのすれ違い、乱れる感情、
想像以上の事態に聞き事が取った作戦とは。次回超宇宙刑事ギャバンインフィニティ鑑識課の危機。なんで怪盗フェイドさんがここに？
Beautiful. Beautiful. So now we're dealing with a missing Emor gear that just shows up. He just shows up. And the way that it's for the name it's called, it makes me feel like, I don't know why Kikaider, it just sounds like Kikaider in my head. It's literally what it makes it sound like in my head. But, again, going back to what I was saying, there is a constant thread here. There is a constant thread now that Death Gavan has made himself apparent. Right? He's made himself apparent, and now that's the ongoing thread, because now we know that Death Gavan is the reason why Reiji is the way he is. Now, we now know that that's the driving force. We now know that's what's driving him. So the question now resides, how does this affect him going forward? Clearly now with the appearance of an MIA with a clearly this Emor gear is showing up because it feels like it's needed. Because that's normally how it goes in these things. So now that Yukaider is here, he's obviously going to go to Theta, or I think it's Theta, because ours is Alpha. Then there's Lambda. I think it was Theta, I think. So he's going to go to Theta Earth. He's going to go talk with Luminous. And they're going to, like, try to fierce this up. But clearly something's going on there. Right? But it all, if you paid attention, it all seems to kind of, like, come back to that Emor gear trade. Because now it's kind of, like, slowly but surely making its way to the forefront. Because when you think about it, like, real quick, when you think about it, that's been the ongoing thread, but it never really made itself too prevalent outside of these one-off villains that keep showing up. Right? So these one-off villains keep showing up, and, you know, like, they have these negative Emor gears, but you never really think about how they got them until now. Death Gavan has kind of made himself a presence right now in this whole thing, and it kind of goes with what I said earlier, just what they said right there at the end. He's not acting alone. Because again, these Emor gears getting out is not the actions of one man. That he's working for someone. I'd like to believe that it's like remnants of old Makyu, because that has been like, I don't want to say that's been an ongoing thing, but there's definitely been in previous iterations of Gavan, Makyu, like former agents of Makyu, like the Makyu Syndicate never truly died. That's why Makyu Space is still around, right? So I don't know if there's someone now, because I think in the reboot it was the lead guy of Makyu's daughter, because she grew up. Apparently she's in the original show, but I've not checked. But like, his daughter grew up and tried to take over the family business while also finding her way into the space police because her father was a space policeman. I don't know, it's complicated. But anyway, clearly there is still remnants, because I don't know if you have to kill Makyu at this, like every member of Makyu to truly eliminate Makyu space. But at this point, I don't even think that's possible, because now we have Death Gavan, who has access to that shit. So the influence continues to grow even after the original Makyu Syndicate died. That's still around. The question now then becomes, who is it now? Right? Who is that? Clearly there's a revival of the Makyu Syndicate. Or at least a syndicate that acts in the ways of Makyu, maybe inspired by them. That's the big thing, because now they've laid it out bare. Someone is puppeting Death Gavan. If not puppeting, at least he's possibly gaslit Death Gavan. Like, clearly this man has been gaslit into believing shit. He truly believes what he says, but what he believes is not true. Which leads me to believe that whoever's truly pulling the strings are feeding this man lies. They're feeding Death Gavan lies. And in his mind, he thinks it's the truth. Now, what does that mean for the overall story going forward? That has yet to be seen. But it still bears mentioning, because a lot of things, this is exactly where we need to be right now. Because before, we're watching this and just enjoying the visuals, enjoying the visual storytelling, enjoying all this. Now they got us questioning shit. Who's the puppet master? Who's the group actually behind the trade? The trade is now taking the forefront. The trade, the illegal, illicit Emor gear trade, is now taking the forefront, which is why they made it a point for Reiji to say at the end that they hope that they question 999 to get the information that he needs. They're hoping they pull off this that they find some damn answers, because now the target is clear. The man who killed his mentor is here. He's now active in the joint. He's made his presence known. Reiji wants some goddamn answers. So my guy is still doing his shit. He's still doing his Gavan shit. But now he has a personal stake in it, and now there's a little bit more investment from us. Reiji wants to know who, how, where can he find the Death Gavan? Because here's the thing. If he could just go into Makyu space to find him, he would. But as far as we're looking right now, Makyu space seems to be deliberately tailored to each individual person who uses it. And in a sense, because it goes with what's saying that the Emor gears pull from your strongest emotions and cause that shit. So so what does that say? What that says to me is that these are not true Makyu space where it's all interconnected. Every dimension of Makyu space is different. Every version of Makyu space is almost personalized to the wielder of the Emor gear. Because if you remember, Black Gavan, Death Gavan's whole thing is that his ship is hiding in Makyu space. If you remember the weird hair alien from a couple episodes back, his whole Makyu space is a museum of weaponry. Right? So these are meant to be like individually personalized. So it's not a question of you can access your own Makyu space, or you can access Makyu space overall. It feels like these are personalized pocket dimensions. Now, what does that mean overall for the thing? Because basically, it's pretty much the reason why they don't just try to access Makyu space to find him. That would probably explain it. But again, this is coming from an over-analytical mind. This is coming from a man who is over-analyzing every little thing. So take what I say with a grain of salt. But the way it seems to me is that there's a reason why they can't just go to Makyu space. Because I think it's literally the negative Emor gears are literally the only way to get there. But Reiji has already like weaponized his negative emotions to become Gavan Infinity. So I don't think there's a way he could truly access Makyu space. I could be wrong on that. They might prove me wrong later on down the line. But so far, we're now setting up motive. We are now setting up... We're setting up a baseline now. There is the lingering thread is now there. It's going to be lingering in the background, and we're going to be thinking about this for a minute. But ultimately, the story's been there. They are telling a story that looks like they're telling a week-to-week monster of the week, villain of the week format, but there's a lingering plot line in the back. And that lingering plot line is the trade. That's what it is. It's what you don't really think about it until they mention it, but it's literally the through line throughout this entire story is the illegal illicit Emor gear trade. And now with Death Gavan making an appearance, it's now making itself more prevalent. It's pushing itself more to the forefront. Slowly but surely, it's going to take over the story where we're not really thinking about it, but it's just kind of there, you know? Like, it do be doing stuff. Like, it's there. It's acting. It's there. But I think it's just a piece of the Gavan puzzle, right? The story is there, but it also goes back to what I said about the cinematography, the visual storytelling, the overall choreography. Like, everything in this show has been engineered to make you feel good. So it's not... And I don't want to make this sound like a slight to Zets, because it's not. Because I do like Zets' storytelling. Like, they're doing it good. They're doing it well. I'm loving it. Gavan is taking a stance towards the storytelling way in the fact that it doesn't bludgeon you over the head, right? It's not going to be like Zets where they reward you for watching like the first 25 episodes and then nullified everything, but you can still pull bits and pieces from it, like we talked about last night. It's more of a the story's there and you're watching the progression. It's not a story built on callbacks. It's a story built on linear progression. That's what it is. And you know what? It's doing it pretty damn well. And it obfuscates that fact by, looking pretty, making sure that it's pleasing to the eye, making sure that making sure that it does its nostalgic nods. But it's still telling a story at the end of the day. And I think that's why Gavan Infinity works, right? Because it knows that it's literally the start, and so it's doing everything right? But without breaking the mold, as it were. Like, it's not actively challenging you. It's not there to make you think. It's there to reward you just for watching. You don't got to remember any callbacks. You don't got to remember anything that happened previously. You just need to remember certain story points because it's linear progression. Straight line, get to the end there, and then the story makes itself clear. That's my view on it. And, you're welcome to agree or disagree in the comments once this goes live. So by all means, I'd love to hear from y'all. I'm always here to listen from opinions. And I know this show ain't as popular as Zets, because everyone's watching Zets live, and then you want to talk about it with someone, and that's what I'm here for. Gavan, we don't get a simulcast. We talk about it the next day. But I still want to talk about it. So if you guys have any particular theories that you have about Gavan, or if you're enjoying the show or you're not enjoying the show, let me know in the comments on the VOD. I'd love to hear from y'all because, to me, that's what we're here for. We're here to talk. We're here to talk as fans, exchange ideas. That's what we're here all about. So that being said, that's going to do it today for the Space Sheriff Gav-sudan. I hope you guys enjoyed today. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week. As I said before, you may be seeing some impromptu streams from me during the week. They won't be Toku themed or anything like that, but it will be, just to make sure we get everything working. So hopefully you guys will maybe come in and let me know, hey, is this working? Is this not working? Let me know. I'd love to know because, it helps. But on that note, let's go ahead and start winding down, folks. I genuinely hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week. Let's go ahead and see where I can send y'all today. Where can I put y'all in? Where can I send you in? You know what? Let's see if their raids are open. Let me see if I can send y'all over there. If you're on YouTube, you don't have to worry about this. All right. We're going to go ahead and raid on Twitch. We're going to raid Sheep Endy. But for everyone on YouTube and Twitch, thank you all so much for coming out for the Gav-sudan. Hopefully, you guys will pop in for the few impromptu streams during the week. Otherwise, I will see you on next Saturday for another edition of the Kamen Rider Zetsudan, and next Sunday for another edition of the Space Sheriff Gav-sudan. Until then, I am Callsign Henshin, your mercenary with the kicks, coming to you from 2026, reminding you the future is yours and yours alone to conquer. Conquer it by any means necessary. I will see y'all next week. Until then, have a lovely rest of your week. I love y'all. You're valid. I see you over there. Take it easy. And may Kamen Rider protect you. May Gavan look out for you. And may Tokusatsu reign. Until then, I will see you all next time. Peace out!